Hey, yeah, you. The one who just clicked on this because the title made you uncomfortable. You're doing it right now, aren't you? Using my voice to drown out whatever's been rattling around up there in that skull of yours. And before you say, "No, I'm not," which you just thought about saying, let me ask you something. When's the last time you sat in complete silence? No music, no TV, no podcast, no video, just you and your thoughts. Can't remember it, can you? Look, I'm not judging. I'm sitting here in my little studio setup, you know, the one every YouTuber has now with the foam panels that don't actually do much but make us feel professional. And I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm using the sound of my own voice bouncing off these walls to avoid dealing with the fact that I recorded 17 takes of this intro because I couldn't figure out how to start. But here's the thing about you specifically. You didn't just stumble onto this video. You sought it out. Maybe not consciously, but your thumb knew what it was doing when it scrolled past the Mr. Beast thumbnail and the crypto scam and landed here, on this. A video that promised to call you out for something you didn't even realize you were doing. You're probably multitasking right now. Got this video playing while you're checking Instagram. Or maybe you're one of those people who puts YouTube videos on while doing dishes. But even if you're not actively listening to every word, my voice is there. Filling the gaps. Making sure your brain doesn't have to confront the void. And that's what we're really talking about, isn't it? The void. See, humans weren't designed for the kind of silence we have access to now. Back in the day, and I know everyone says back in the day like they were there, but stick with me. Back then, silence meant danger. If the forest went quiet, something was wrong. If your tribe went quiet, someone might be dead. Silence was survival information. But now silence just means you're alone with your thoughts. And boy, do we hate that. You just shifted in your seat, didn't you? Or adjusted your headphones. Yeah, I saw that. Well, I didn't see it, but I know you did it because I've been doing this long enough to know that when someone gets called out for avoiding their own mind, they get fidgety. Here's what I think is happening. You're using voices like mine, YouTubers, podcasters, TikTokers, whatever, as a kind of mental co-pilot. We're the voice in your head that isn't actually in your head. We're external thoughts that you can control. Turn us on when your brain gets too loud, turn us off when you need to focus. Except you never really turn us off, do you? I've got some notes here, research I've been doing on this exact phenomenon. Did you know the average person now goes less than 6 minutes without some form of audio input? 6 minutes. That's barely enough time to take a shower, and even then, half of you are probably playing music. But it gets weirder. There's this thing called continuous partial attention, which sounds made up but isn't, where your brain gets so used to processing multiple audio streams that it literally forgets how to be present with just one thing. You're not really listening to me right now. You're listening to me, plus whatever thoughts I'm triggering, plus whatever else is happening in your environment, plus planning what you're going to do after this video ends. And that's exactly what you want, isn't it? You don't want to be fully present with any one thing, because being fully present means feeling everything that's actually happening in your life. Okay, real talk for a second. I started this channel because I was exactly like you. I was using other people's content to avoid my own thoughts so aggressively that I forgot what my thoughts actually sounded like. I'd wake up and immediately reach for my phone, not because I had anything important to check, but because the silence of my bedroom in the morning felt like drowning. You know that feeling when you're falling asleep and you hear voices? Not like hallucinations or anything scary, but just the echo of all the content you consumed that day. Sometimes I'd lie there and realize I hadn't had a single original thought in hours. Just reactions to other people's thoughts. Reactions to reactions to reactions. That's when I realized I was essentially outsourcing my internal monologue to strangers on the internet. And now I am that stranger. For you, right now. I'm the voice you're using to avoid whatever voice is naturally in your head. Which is kind of meta when you think about it. You're watching a video about avoiding your thoughts to avoid your thoughts. But here's where it gets really interesting. You're not just passively consuming this. You're having a conversation with me, aren't you? Not out loud, unless you're one of those people who talks to YouTube videos, in which case, respect. But in your head. You're agreeing with some things, disagreeing with others, maybe getting defensive about the multitasking thing. That's the parasocial relationship at work. You feel like you know me because I'm speaking directly to you, using you instead of one or people. I'm making it personal. And your brain, which is desperate for connection but terrified of vulnerability, latches on to this one-way relationship because it's safe. I can't reject you. I can't judge your responses. I can't see you in your pajamas at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. Speaking of which, what time is it for you right now? And more importantly, what were you supposed to be doing instead of watching this? Don't answer that. I already know. You were supposed to be doing something productive, something that required sustained attention, something that might actually move your life forward. But that thing feels hard, and this feels easy. This feels like productivity without the effort. I'm learning something, you tell yourself. This is educational content. But is it, though? Or are you just using my voice as a sophisticated form of procrastination? Here's the thing that's going to bother you. I'm going to end this video soon, and you're going to feel a little empty. Not because the content was so profound, but because you're about to lose this artificial companionship. The voice in your head that isn't your voice is about to go quiet, and you're going to reach for another video, another podcast, another something to keep the silence away. And you know what the really messed up part is? Your actual thoughts, the ones you're so desperate to avoid, they're probably not even that bad. They're just quiet. And we've become so addicted to noise that quiet feels like death. But maybe that's okay. Maybe admitting that you use my voice to fill the silence isn't a character flaw. Maybe it's just being human in 2025. Maybe we're all just trying to figure out how to exist in a world that's simultaneously more connected and more isolating than anything humans have ever experienced. You're still going to click on another video after this. I know that. You know that. The algorithm knows that. But maybe, just maybe, you'll take 5 seconds between this video and the next one. 5 seconds of actual silence. 5 seconds where it's just you and your thoughts. No external voice, no artificial companion. And maybe you'll realize that your thoughts aren't trying to hurt you. They're just trying to be heard. Anyway, that's it. That's the video. You can stop using my voice now. Well, until tomorrow, when you'll probably be back for another one. See you then.